Again, good day Kabsueños! Before we commence our webinar on how to handle bullying, let us take a moment to center ourselves in prayer. In this brief interlude, let us bow our heads and connect with the divine presence that guide us in our endeavors.
As we gather here today, let us offer our intentions and aspirations to the Almighty. Let us seek His blessing, wisdom, and grace as we embark on this journey of learning and understanding. May this prayer serve as a reminder of the values we hold dear: compassion, empathy, and respect for one another.
Let us now bow our Let us now bow our heads and feel the presence of our Lord as we prepare to delve into important discussion on handling bullying with compassion and courage.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Lord, may your goodness and love be present amongst us today. Come bless our gathering with unity, hope, and vision. Lord, we pray for unity. Build in us all a deep respect for one another, so that your church may be one. Lord, we pray for hope. Come stir your hope within our hearts and renew our faith. Lord, we pray for vision. May your vision fill our lives as we seek to reveal your love. We ask all this in the glorious name of Jesus. Amen.
Okay, please be ready for our national anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, tegas ng sinananan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng barkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, let us all settle down. Again, good day. I am Leilani Katipon.
And I am Christian Corbatario,
And we are your hosts for today. Now, please let us all welcome Ms. Jana Tapales from Bachelor of Elementary Education for her opening remarks.
Good day, my dear classmates, our professor, Mr. Ariel Rivera, and also to our guest speaker today, Mr. Raymond Simana. Welcome to our webinar on how to handle bullying. Today, we gather virtually to address a pressing issue that affects individuals of all ages and backgrounds. Bullying, in its various forms, can have a profound impact on mental health, well-being, and overall quality of life. During this webinar, we will delve into the complexities of bullying, exploring its root causes, effects, and most importantly, strategies to effectively address and prevent it. Our goal is not only to raise awareness, but also to equip each one of you with the knowledge and tools needed to create a safe and supportive environment in your communities. As we embark on this journey together, let us approach the topic with open minds, empathy, and shared commitment to fostering a culture of respect and kindness. I encourage you to actively engage, ask questions, and share your insights as we strive to make a positive difference in combating bullying. I am honored to have each one of you here today and looking forward to a fruitful and enlightening discussion. Thank you for joining us in this important conversation. Let us work together towards a world free from bullying and filled with compassion and understanding.
Thank you, Miss Jana, for your wonderful remarks.
Okay, gising pa ba ang mga Kabsuenyos? Pakipindot nga yung heart reactions kung nandito pa talaga at nakikinig pa ang bawat isa sa atin. Ayan, pakipindot nga po ang heart reaction.
Nakikita niyo po ba sa may bandang baba?
Ayan. Sige po, pakipress ang ating heart reaction para makita natin kung lahat ba ay nakikinig. Ayan. Now, we are going to proceed to the awaited part of this webinar, welcoming our guest speaker. He took Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education at University of Northern Philippines, Bigan City, year 26 as cum laude. Finished Master of Arts in Education with a specialization in Educational Management at University of Northern Philippines, Bigan City, year 2022. Recently, submitted his application for admission for the degree in Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Educational Management at Cavite State University in Dang. Consistently engage on various research-related activities in the Department of Education, serve as research panelist in the Municipal Research Colloquium, and the former Vice President of NAIC Municipal Research Council. For 3 consecutive years, he consistently won Best Paper Award in the Cavite Research Conference from 2022 to 2024. 2 times qualifier and recipient of the Basic Education Research Fund of DepEd Calabarzon. He also represented SDO Cavite province in the Regional Research Oclac, named as the most outstanding elementary teacher researcher in Naik Municipality at the recently concluded Gintong Ani Year 6 last October 2023. At present, he is a teacher too of Ibayo Elementary School, Grade 6 Class Advisor, and the School Research Coordinator. Friends, Ilocano by roots, but Caviteño by heart.
Without further ado, I am inviting our guest speaker to the virtual stage to enlighten us with the expertise and engage us in a thought-provoking discussion on how to handle bullying. Please give a warm virtual round of applause for Mr. Raymar T. Simana.
Thank you so much po. Am I audible na po ngayon? Naririnig po ba ako?
Yes po.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma'am Leilani and Sir Christian for the very generous introduction. Once again, good morning po sa ating lahat. Magandang umaga sa mga mag-aaral po ng Cavite State University, NAIC, sa ating pong GAD coordinator, si Sir Ariel Rivera. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you kay Sir James Corsiga para sa invitation po. Actually, naka-pressure po kasi because I am not a guidance counselor and yet I was invited by Sir James. Hindi po ako makatanggi kay Sir James. Kaya at the back of my mind, lahat po tayo as a teacher po, hindi po natin maiwasan yung pag-handle po natin ng bullying. Kaya I bravely accepted the challenge po. And then sa lahat po ng participants po natin ngayon sa webinar na ito, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. And then also, I am having trouble kasi sa connectivity ko dito. Nasa bakasyon po kasi ako ngayon. Okay lang po ba na mag-off po ako ng camera para mas malakas po yung signal po kasi nasa Zoom meeting po tayo ngayon na hindi po siya friendly user po kasi yung Zoom kasi.
Yes po, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much po.
Mga kabab...
Nagbo-move po ba yung slide ko, mga ma'am and sir? May I know po.
Sir, bali po yung technical committee po namin ang nagpe-present po ng slide niya.
Okay po, okay po. Thank you po. Sabi lang po. Ayun, okay po. Okay, once again, good morning po sa ating lahat. This is Raymar T. Semana, Teacher 2 of Ibayo Elementary School. And I am tasked to give a lecture on how to handle the bullying cases po sa ating school. So first, let's have a glance on the legal basis in handling bullying under the basic education. Next slide, please. For today's session, after the session, participants are expected to, letter A, familiarize with the legal basis in handling bullying under basic education. Letter B, understand the ethical considerations and responsibilities of educators, parents, and students in handling bullying cases. And letter C, equipped with the strategies to prevent bullying incidents. Next slide, please. Okay. For the legal base, the first one na legal base po natin when it comes to handling bullying po sa ating paaralan ay ang Republic Act number 10627 or also known as the Anti-Bullying Act of 2023. This is an act requiring all elementary and secondary school to adopt policies to prevent and address the acts of bullying in their institution. Ito po yung naging basis po ng DepEd para po ma-formulate po ng policies on how to appropriately and ethically deal with bullying po sa basic education natin. Cover po yan ng private and both public and private school po. Next slide. Next slide po. So as I've mentioned earlier, because doon po sa mandato po ng RA 10627, naglabas po ng DepEd po ng rules and regulation po when it comes to handling bullying po sa basic education natin. Yan po ay sa pamamagitan ng DepEd Order number 55 series of 2013, also known as the Implementing Rules and Regulation or the IRR of Republic Act number 10627, otherwise known as the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Ito po yung nagiging handbook po namin na mga teachers po dito sa DepEd on how to handle yung bullying po natin sa school. Next slide. So rule number 1, the preliminary provisions. Under sa section 1, it talks about the title of the memorandum. And then for the scope and coverage, as I mentioned earlier po, cover po rin ng private school offering kindergarten, elementary, and secondary school sa mga private school po, hindi lamang po sa DepEd. Next slide. Then for the rule number 2, the definition of terms. Section 3, definition of terms as used in this implementing rules and regulation or the IRR, the following terms shall be defined as. Next slide. Okay, Act. Yung Act po dito sa memorandum na ito, it refers to the Republic Act 10627, otherwise known as the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Next slide. Letter B, bullying. Yung definition po ng bullying dito ay lifted na po siya from the definition given by the RA 10627. Kung ano po yung definition na binigay po noon, inadapt lang po ng DepEd at nilagay po dito. And it says, bullying refers to any severe or repeated use by one or more students of a written, verbal, or electronic expressions or physical act or gesture. So when we say bullying po, lahat po ng action na nagkukos po ng physical or emotional harm po sa mga estudyante, either in written form or verbal or even in electronics or sa social media, especially po ngayon with the advent of technology, lahat po ng mga bata, kahit sa elementary ay nag-Facebook na rin, kaya prone din po sila sa cyberbullying. And then the different forms of bullying that we usually encounter, next slide po, ay we have the unwanted physical contact. This unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victims, like punching, then pushing, kicking, slapping, tickling, headlocks, inflicting skull pranks, teasing, fighting, and the use of available objects as weapon, they are all considered as bullying. Next slide. We also have any act that causes damage to the victim's psyche and or emotional well-being. Ito po ay usually po na-observe po sa tawag ba dito? Sa social media. Minsan kasi yung mga bata, as per observation, yung mga bata namin sa elementary, meron ding mga nag-aaway online, gagawa sila ng mga GC nila, tapos kung ano-ano na yung mga pinagsasabi doon. And then minsan magsusumbong na lang ng mga estudyante mo na ganito ang nangyayari sa GC nila. Then next slide po. Next slide po, sir. Then third, slanderous statement or accusations causing emotional distress. Parang gaya din sa number 2 kanina ito. Next, number 4, we have the cyberbullying or any bullying done through the use of technology or any electronic means. This term shall also include any conduct resulting to harassment, intimidation, or humiliation through the use of other form of technology such as, but not limited to, texting, email, instant messaging, chatting, internet, social media, online games, or other form or format as defined in the DepEd Order number 40 series of 2012. And then we also have, next slide, social bullying as defined dito po sa IRR natin. Social bullying refers to any deliberate or repetitive and aggressive social behavior intended to hurt others or to belittle another individual or group. Usually po dito ay halimbawa sa classroom, merong estudyante na belong po siya sa isang ethnicity, gaya ng mga kapatid nating Aita, yung mga ganoon. Sila po yung usually po na nagiging subject ng social bullying, na di-discriminate nila, kumbaga they are subject of racial discrimination, parang ganoon po. And then next, we also have the gender-based bullying. It refers to any act that humiliates or exclude a person on the basis of perceived or actual sexual orientation and gender identity or the SOGI. Ito rin po ay karaniwan din po na na-experience po ng mga bata natin, yung mga bakla-bakla, tumboy-tumboy, mga ganoon. They also experience that kind of bullying po sa loob ng klase. The next, letter C, for our term definition of terms, we have bully. Ang bully po is refers to any student who commits act of bullying as defined by the act or the implementing rules and regulation of the Anti-Bullying Act. Sila po yung nambubuli, kumbaga. The next po, we also have bullied or the victim. Refers to any student who experiences the acts of bullying or retaliation as defined by the act or the IRR. Sila po yung, when say bullied, sila po yung nagiging subject po ng pambubuli. Sila po yung naging biktima. The next, we also have the bystander, refers to any person who witnesses or has personal knowledge or any actual or perceived acts or incidents of bullying or retaliation as defined by this IRR. Yung bystander, kumbaga sila yung witness po ng pambubuli. Next. Next slide po. And we also have the Learning Center. It refers to the learning resources and facilities of a learning program for out-of-school youth and adult as defined in the DepEd Order number 43, series of 2013. Next slide. We have the service provider, refers to any person who is not a teacher or school personnel but who works in the school, such as but not limited to security guards, canteen personnel, utility workers, and transportation service personnel. Sila po yung mga service provider po natin. Then last but not the least, we have, next slide, we have the student. Refers to the person who attends classes in any level of basic education and includes the pupil or learner as defined by the DepEd Order number 40, series of 2012. Okay, next slide. Let's now proceed with the rule number 3, that is the anti-bullying policy. So, doon po sa RA 10627 po, nakalagay po kasi doon ng mandatory adaptation po ng batas po na iyon, kaya ang DepEd, inadapt po yung policy pong yan. And then, yung naging product na po natin, yung binabang policy po, ay ito na po yung pinag-uusapan natin na DepEd Order number 55, series of 2013. Under sa section number 4, the adaptation of the anti-bullying policy, all public and private kindergarten, elementary, and secondary school shall adopt policies to address the existence of bullying in the respective institution. Such policies shall be regularly updated and at a minimum shall include provisions on prohibited acts, prevention and intervention program, mechanisms, and procedures. Next slide. So let's now proceed with the rule number 4 of the IRR. We have the prohibited act. Next slide. We have the section 5, titled Prohibited Acts, consistent with the section 3 of the RA 10627. The anti-bullying policy shall prohibit the following. Number 1, bullying at the following
Mukhang nawala si Sir Raymar. Wait lang natin siya kasi meron siyang error sa connectivity niya since nasa province siya. Wait lang natin siya.
Okay, hello po. Naririnig po ba ako?
Po, sir.
Ay, okay. Pasensya na po talaga. Mahina po kasi yung connectivity po kasi sa amin. Pasensya na po. Okay, sana po ba tayo nag-stop kanina? Okay, section 5 po tayo. Okay, under the section 5 po natin, under sa rule number 4, the prohibited acts. Ano ba yung mga pinagbabawal po ng DepEd order na ito? So, pambubuli sa loob ng paaralan, that is letter A, and then letter B, property immediately adjacent to the school grounds, pambubuli doon sa labas ng school. Halimbawa nito ay na-observe natin kapag uwian ng mga bata kasi nandun, abangan kasi ganoon din kasi yung mga kultura ng mga estudyante sa elementary. And then school-sponsored or school-related activities, functions, or programs, whether on or off-school activities. Halimbawa nito kapag nagkaroon po ng off-campus activity gaya ng field trip, mga ganoon. Or pwede rin sa on-campus activity kapag nagkakaroon ng mga nutrition month, flag ceremony, mga ganoon. Nagkakaroon din ng bullying doon. We have also school bus stops, school buses, or other vehicle on, lease, or used by the school. And then letter F, school buses or school services privately owned but accredited by the school. Diyan po karaniwan nangyayari po ang bullying. Next, we have next slide po. Number 2, bullying through the use of technology or an electronic device or other forms of media on, leased, or used by the school. Ito naman po ang cover po nito ay yung bullying po na nangyayari sa loob po ng school. Halimbawa nito, yung mga school na mayroong computer room, minsan nangyayari din po yung bullying po doon. Halimbawa, kung hindi po nakokontrol ng teacher yung pag-browse po ng mga bata natin doon sa computer room nila, minsan napupunta sila sa social media and then they bully someone, yung classmate nila, ganoon po. And then for number 3, bullying at a location, activity, function, or program that is not school-related and through the use of technology or an electronic device or other forms of media that is not owned, leased, or used by the school. Ito naman po ay na-observe po natin sa labas na ng school, sa paaralan kung saan yung mga bata gumagamit na sila ng mga social media nila. Kasi hindi natin may iwasan sa panahon ngayon na yung mga bata kasi exposed na sila sa social media na kahit na technically bawal pa sana pero hindi po natin may iwasan. Then as per experience and observation, ito po yung karaniwan po na nangyayaring mood of bullying sa kasalukuyan, yung cyberbullying. Kasi sa GC sa GC, kasi yung kahit na sabihan mo pa yung mga bata na bawal mag-create ng GC nila, ng mga estudyante, yung mga klase nila. Kasi bawal talaga yon. Hindi natin may iwasan na gagawa pa rin sila ng paraan para makagawa sila ng ganyan. And then doon na sila minsan nga nagmumurahan talaga. Kasi may experience ako ng ganyan noon, nakaraang taon. And then yung iba nag-aaway sila sa Messenger o ano yung mga sinasabi without knowing, yung mga pamilya ay yung mga parents naman nila, hindi naman nila masyado na monitor yung kanilang mga anak sa ginagawa nila sa social media. Kaya palagi namin pinagsasabihan yung mga parents na in as much as possible, wag mo nang pagamitin ng cellphone yung kanilang mga anak. The next, number 4, retaliation against a person who reports bullying. who provides information during the investigation of bullying, or who is a witness to or has reliable information about bullying. Okay, so dito sa number 4, retaliation, uh, nagiging minsan kasi kung sino yung nagsusumbong, sila minsan yung nagiging pangalawang biktima ng pambubuli kung hindi natin maagapan yon. Kasi kung sino yung nagsumbong, sila yung parang iinit yung mata ng bully sa kanila. Pero in as much as possible, yung bystander natin, dapat natin protektahan in as much as possible, keep natin yung kanilang privacy para maiwasan natin yung retaliation. Next slide po, please. The next, for the role number 4, we have the prevention and intervention program to address bullying. So in a next slide. Ika nga po nila ay prevention is better than cure. So hanggat maaari po ay we have to initiate all the prevention programs and activities para maiwasan po natin yung pagkakaroon natin ng bullying cases sa loob ng paaralan natin. Under the Section 6 prevention programs, all public and private schools shall adopt bullying prevention programs. These programs shall be applicable to all students regardless of level of risk of vulnerability to bullying. Said program shall also be comprehensive, multifaceted, and shall involve all education stakeholders and personnel. The program may contain, among others, we have, next slide. Ito po yung mga programs na ini-initiate po ng schools to prevent bullying po sa school. Letter A, we have the positive school climate and environment conducive to the attainment of learning objectives, the development of healthy relationship, and the understanding of and respect for individual differences. Dito po sa program na ito, naglabas po ng another policy po ng DepEd para ma-observe po yung pagiging child-friendly po ng ating paaralan sa DepEd. Karoon po tayo ng child-friendly school policy po ng paaralan. So hanggat maaari po sa school environment pa lang, dapat ay conducive the sense na walang kumbaga lahat ay welcome. Yung wag kang magpakita ng negativity para hindi matrigger yung isipan ng mga bata na mambuli ng mga klase. Then next, we have the periodic assessment and monitoring of the nature, the extent, and perceptions of bullying behaviors and attitude of student. Dito nagkakaroon po tayo, we usually do this one every quarter kapag nagkakaroon po ng parent-teacher conference during card day. Dapat ay we have to give feedback po sa mga magulang nila kung ano po yung yung behavior po ng bata. And then we also have the periodic review and enhancement of student and personnel manual or code of conduct in relation to bullying. And then letter D, conduct of activities for student, school personnel, and service providers on how to recognize and respond to bullying. Dito po, sa DepEd, we usually having our LAC session or the learning action cell, whatever the problem that we encounter inside the class, kakaroon po kami ng LAC session, we discuss it, and then nag-share kami ng best practices on how to handle the issue or the problem that we have encountered inside the class po. Ganun po ang nangyayari. Next slide. Letter E, continuing personal development to sustain bullying prevention programs. And then letter F, coordination with the local government units, the barangay or the barangay councilor for the protection of children and other stakeholders po. Yung pag-build po natin ng isang paaralan na free siya sa bullying, it is a collaborative effort po ng mga stakeholders po natin. Kailangan pa rin natin makipag-coordinate sa LGU, especially po yung doon po sa Committee on Child Protection Committee. Dapat po ay i-involve po natin yung isang konsehal po ng barangay na in charge po sa education, dapat ay magiging member po sila ng CPP. Kasi doon sa committee na iyon, sila po yung po-formulate ng programs and activities para mas lalong ma-build natin yung kultura ng isang paaralan kung saan walang cases po ng bullying po. Next slide. We have also the classroom level initiative that focus on reinforcing school-wide roles pertaining to bullying. Dito, sa unang pasok pa lang or the first day of class, dapat you have to orient your student kung ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin or maling gawain nila, then ano yung mga possible consequence kapag violate nila yung student handbook nila when it comes to this problem sa bullying po. Then, letter B, build a positive sense of self and interpersonal relationship through the development of self-awareness and self-management, interpersonal skill, and empathy, and responsible decision-making and problem-solving. Then C, discussion of issues related to bullying and strategies for responding to the reporting of incidents of bullying. And then teaching positive online behavior and safety and how to recognize and report cyberbullying. And we also have providing an inclusive and caring learning environment for students. So lahat po ng mga ito, ay ginagawa po sa classroom level. So tayo bilang mga guro, sa loob pa lang ng classroom, we have to devise different ways. Halimbawa, yung pag-i-integrate natin sa lesson natin ng kahalagahan ng understanding each other differences, yung mga ganoon, and then sa valuing ng ating lesson, kung pwede nating ma-discuss or matackle about bullying, and then we have to integrate it para kahit papaano magkaroon ng awareness po ng mga bata natin po na dapat in as much as possible i-avoid nila ang bullying. The next po we have, next slide please, we have number 3, involvement or involving parents in bullying prevention activities. Such as letter A, discussions of the anti-bullying policy of the school, emphasizing bullying prevention during parent-teachers association meeting and seminar. Ito po ay usually po na nangyayari kapag nagkaroon po tayo ng PTA meeting po sa first month of the school year. Nangyayari po yung ganoon, and then dinidiscuss po yung school policy po natin po how to handle the bullying. And then, letter B, conducting or sponsoring education session for parents to learn, teach, model, and reinforce positive social and emotional skills to their children. Next po. Number 4, monitoring students who are vulnerable to committing aggressive acts or who are perpetrator of bullying, or who are possible targets or victims for the purpose of early intervention. This activity shall be conducted with utmost confidentiality and respect for all parties concerned. Dito po sa number 4, pakibalik lang po dun po sa ating number 4. Yan. Kasi sa loob ng klase natin, ma-observe na po natin kung sino po talaga yung kung sino po yung mga vulnerable na makakagawa ng aggressive act po kontra or against to their classmate. Kaya ang ginagawa ko sa classroom teacher, yung mga medyo na nakikitaan ko na ng mga agresibong act, ang ginagawa ko, pinapaiwan ko siya sa klase. Kinakausap ko, nilelecturean ko at sinesermonan ko bago sila umuwi. But it should be done confidentiality para hindi naman isipin ng bata na parang pinapahiya natin. Ginagawa ko nung kapag ganun, usap tayo mamaya ha, bago ka umuwi, mga ganun lang. And then kinakausap ko, then nilelecturean o sinesermonan ko tungkol sa mga gawain niya, yung mga negative consequence po ng ginagawa niya sa klase. Next po. We have the section 7, the intervention programs. Ito naman po yung ginagawang intervention sa loob ng klase. There shall be intervention programs to promote the continuity of comprehensive anti-bullying policy. Intervention refers to the series of activities which are designed to address the following. A, we have the issues that influence the student to commit bullying. Letter B, factors that make a student a target of bullying. And letter C, the effects of bullying. Okay, next slide. The intervention may include programs such as counseling, life skill training, education, and other activities that will enhance the psychological, emotional, and psychosocial well-being of both and victims and the bully. Such program may involve activities that will address act of bullying, then emphasize formative and corrective measures rather than punishment. Letter C, conform the principles of child protection and positive and non-violent discipline. Letter D, help the victim, the bully, and the bystander understand the bullying incident and its negative consequence. And letter E, provide opportunities to practice pro-social behavior. Dito po sa ating intervention program, in as much as possible, yung pandidisiplina natin sa mga bata kapag nakagawa sila ng mga ganitong akto, we should not only rely sa guidance counselor natin kasi tayo bilang advisor, bilang guro nila sa loob ng classroom, nagiging guidance counselor po tayo doon. Hanggat maaari po ay de-escalate natin yung cases na ganoon. Hanggat maaari, we have to take action para hindi ma-resolve po yung pangyayari at hindi na po natin itatap si guidance counselor. Pwede natin kausapin sila. Then let them realize kung ano yung mga negative impact ng mga ginagawa nila sa mga kaklase nila. And then, minsan kasi, yung root cause ng mga ganitong sitwasyon ay there's something to do kung ano yung experience nila sa bahay nila. Kaya mahalaga din na minsan kausapin natin yung mga bata natin, kamustahin, ano bang nangyayari sa bahay nila. Kasi kung ano man yung ginagawa ng bata sa loob ng klase, minsan nagmamanifesto kung ano yung sitwasyon na naranasan nila sa bahay nila. Kasi importante din yun para makapaglapat tayo ng appropriate action para ma-resolve yung ganoong case. Next slide po. Next slide po. Now, let's now proceed sa role number 6, the mechanisms and procedures in handling bullying incident in school. Dito sa role number 6 natin, merong mga duties and responsibilities ng central office, regional office, sa division office, sa school, and of course, teachers and student. Pero I just included yung schools yata. Next slide po. Hindi. I just included the duties and responsibilities of teachers and other personnel when it comes to the mechanisms and procedure in handling bullying incident in the school. So yung teacher, tayo, ang ating duties ay the following. Letter A, participate and cooperate in all prevention, intervention, and other measures related to bullying implemented by the school. Then letter B, report to school authorities any incident of bullying. Pero as I mentioned earlier, in as much as possible, kung kaya nating resolbahin yung sitwasyon na iyon, and then tayo bilang mga guro, resolbahin na para hindi na ito dadagdag pa sa trabaho ng guidance counselor kasi sa public school yung mga teacher ay yung mga designated guidance counselor doon mga abala din sa mga advice sa pagtuturo kasi sa amin meron din silang mga advice na inaatupag. So hangga't maaari sa loob ng classroom tayo bilang isang guro, resolbahin na natin yung case at hindi na ito ire-report sa authority. Pero depende naman kung ito ay grabe naman at hindi na natin kaya, then that's the time na ire-report na natin ito sa school guidance counselor or sa school head natin. And then letter C, perform the duties as specified in the implementing rules and regulation. Next slide po. For the student naman po, student shall A, participate and cooperate in all prevention, intervention, and other measures related to bullying implemented by the school. Letter B, avoid or refrain from any act of bullying. And then letter C, intervene to protect the victim unless it will jeopardize his safety and security. And then letter D, report to school authorities any incident of bullying. Next po. So, who will implement the anti-bullying policy of the school? The School Child Protection Committee shall serve as the body that will handle all bullying cases in the school. The committee shall be composed of, we have the school head or the administrator as chairperson. Then we also have the school guidance counselor or the designated teacher as vice chairperson. Then a representative of the school teachers as designated by the school faculty. Usually po nito ay yung teacher president po. And then we also have the representative of the parents as designated by the Parents Teacher Association or yung General PTA President po. Uupo din siya doon. And a representative of the student except in kindergarten as designated by the Student Council. And then a representative of the community as designated by the barangay chairperson wherein the school is located. The inclusion of the community representative may be dispensed with by private school. So dito po sa panghuli, usually po ay yung konsehal po na assign po sa education committee. Sila po yung bumubuo sa Child Protection Committee na assign po to handle the bullying cases in school. Next po. So, what are the duties of the committee? Under the RA 10627, they shall perform the following. A, conduct the awareness raising program with school stakeholders in preventing and addressing the bullying, ensure that the anti-bullying policy adopted by the school is implemented, and then monitor all cases or incidents related to all reported cases of bullying, and then make the necessary referrals to appropriate agencies, offices, or person as may be required by the circumstances. Yan po yung nagiging duties po ng committee. Pero dito, sakalang may endorse yung bullying cases sa committee kapag ito ay malala na. Kapag masyado nang malala yung case ng pambubuli, doon lang nire-refer o ina-endorse yung case doon sa ating committee. Next po. Under the section 10 ng Section 10, procedures in handling bullying incident in school jurisdiction. Complaints of bullying and other acts under this IRR shall be within the exclusive jurisdiction of the department or the private school and shall not be brought for amicable settlement before the barangay, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulation. Complaint for acts covered by the other laws shall be referred to the appropriate authorities. Dito po sa kaso po ng bullying sa loob ng paaralan, hindi po natin ito pwedeng ipasa agad sa barangay. Kasi yan ay school issue. Hanggat maaari, let's resolve the bullying cases sa loob ng paaralan natin na hindi po natin ito i-endorse sa barangay. Kasi yan ay school concern, dapat ay doon muna sa committee natin i-resolve. Unless kung masyadong malala yung naging kaso, wherein halimbawa wag naman po sana mangyari, may tao ba dito, namatay or mas yung may nasugat, and maybe pwede nating hindi na kaya ng school kasi yung kapag ganun ang usapan. So we have to refer the appropriate authorities kapag ganoon na po yung nangyari. Pero hanggat maaari, yung jurisdiction lang ng bullying ay sa loob ng paaralan. Dapat po ay i-solve po yung case po doon at wag po nating idamay ang barangay or wag nating i-endorse yung case sa barangay. Hindi po nakikialam ang barangay doon. Next slide po. Next, we have the procedure. Consistent with the section 3 and 4 of the Act, all public and private kindergarten, elementary, and secondary schools shall adopt the procedure that includes letter A, we have the immediate response. The victim or anyone who witnesses or has personal knowledge of the bullying incident or retaliation shall immediately call the attention of any school personnel. Next slide. Number 2, the school personnel who was notified of a bullying incident or retaliation shall intervene by, we have 1, stopping the bullying or retaliation immediately. Then number 2, separating the student involved. Number 3, removing the victim or, in appropriate cases, the bully or offending student from the site. And then number 4, ensuring the victim's safety by determining and addressing the victim's immediate safety needs and ensuring medical attention if needed, and secure a medical certificate in case of physical injury. Kasi magiging ebidensya po kasi ang mga iyon. Then we also are bringing the bully to the guidance office or the designated school personnel. Next slide po. Then reporting the bully incident or retaliation. a victim or a bystander or the school personnel who receives the information of bullying incident or retaliation, or any person who witnesses or has personal knowledge of any incident of bullying or retaliation shall report the same to the teacher, guidance coordinator, or the counselor, or any person designated to handle bullying incident. And then we also have yung bullying incident or retaliation shall be immediately reported to the school head. Kapag masyadong malala yung mga kaso, doon natin ire-report sa school head natin, lalong-lalo na kapag may tawag ba dito, may sugatan na nangyari, dapat ay aware ang principal natin. Kasi kapag ito ay aakyat sa taas, tapos hindi aware yung principal natin, baka tayo pa ang masisisi talaga tayo doon na teacher. Bakit hindi natin in-inform ang ating school head? And then if an incident of bullying or retaliation involves student from more than one school, the school that was first informed of the bullying or retaliation shall promptly notify the appropriate administrator or school head or the other school so that both school may take appropriate actions. Minsan, yung mga taga-iba yung school, yung nambubuli sa mga estudyante natin, dapat i-notify natin yung we have to reach out the other school so that they can take an appropriate action para madisiplina yung bata nila na nambubuli sa mga bata natin sa ating school. And then we also have report of incidents of bullying or retaliation initiated by person who prefer anonymity shall be entertained, and the person who reported the incident shall be afforded protection from possible retaliation. Yung mga nagsusumbong naman sa atin na mga estudyante natin tungkol sa bullying, dapat ay we have to protect their identity. Hanggat maaari, wag nating i-disclose sa bully yung identity ng nagsumbong kasi possible na magiging sunod siya na target ng bully natin sa school. Kaya hanggat maaari ay we have to protect their identity. Next slide po. Okay, kapag may na-receive tayo na complaint na yung batang ito ay nambubuli, we have to initiate the fact-finding and documentation. So, yung procedure dito ay the school administrator, the principal or school head or guidance counselor or the teacher or the school personnel or person designated to handle bullying incident shall perform the following. Number 1, separate interview in private the bully or offending student and the victim. So, ang nangyari dito, kinakausap natin separately yung mga involved sa case na iyon. Minsan, ang ginagawa natin ay yung pinapasulat sa papel kung ano yung nangyari. Pinapakwento natin sa mga bata. O, isulat mo sa papel kung anong ginawa mo sa kay ganito. Then, number 2, determining the level of threat and develop intervention strategies. If the bullying incident or retaliation or the situation requires immediate attention or intervention or the level of threat is high, appropriate action shall be taken by the school within 24 hours from the time of the incident. Kung kailangan na ipatawag yung mga magulang nila, then ipatawag na agad-agad para ma-resolve na po yung kaso. Then number 3, inform the victim and the parents or guardian of the steps to be taken to prevent any further acts of bullying or retaliation. Dapat din ay alam po ng mga magulang po both the bullied and the victim, ay the bullied and the bully, yung mga parents na dapat well informed sila sa sitwasyon ng kanilang anak. And then make appropriate recommendation to the Child Protection Committee on proper intervention, referrals, and monitoring. Next slide po. Then doon sa intervention natin, The CPC or the Child Protection Committee shall determine the appropriate intervention program for the victim, the bully, and the bystander. The school head shall ensure that these are provided to them. Kung ano po yung magiging hatol po doon sa case sa kaso na iyon, then appropriate intervention program for the victims and police must be initiated. Ang usually po na ginagawang intervention ay counseling, in-endorse natin sa guidance counselor, tapos dito naman sa bully natin, minsan nasosuspend sila sa klase para magkaroon sila ng time para mag-reflect sa mga ginawa nila. Next po. We have the referral. The school head or the Child Protection Committee may refer the victims and the bully to trained professionals outside the school, such as the social workers, guidance counselors, psychologists, or child protection specialists for further assessment and appropriate intervention measures may be necessary. The school head or the designated school personnel shall notify the Women and Child Protection Desk or the WPCD of the local Philippine National Police if she believes that that appropriate criminal charges may be pursued against the bully or offending student. Dito na po yung mga malalalang kaso ng bullying. Next po. We have also the disciplinary measures. All public and private schools shall include in the school's child protection or anti-bullying policy a range of disciplinary administrative action that may be taken against the perpetrator or bullying or retaliation. Bullying incident or retaliation shall be treated according to their nature, gravity, and severity and
Again, wait lang natin si sir. Nagkaroon na naman ng problem dun sa kanyang connection or sa kanyang wifi.
hello po.
Nawala po
Hello.
kayo, sir.
Okay. Nawala po dito sa isa. Ako sa cellphone. Naririnig po ba ako ng maayos?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, salamat po. Pasensya na po sa abala. Then for the disciplinary measures po, yung school head, siya po yung nagdedesisyon kung ano po yung disciplinary measures na appropriate sa kaso. Siya po yung nagwe-weigh ng sitwasyon. Depende po kung gaano ito kagrabe. Minsan, kapag masyadong malala na yung kaso o sobrang grabe yung nangyari, ang nagiging decision po ng school head ay yung expulsion. Pero kapag kaya namang idaan sa community service, yun po yung mga disciplinary action na ginagawa po ng paaralan. Then written reprimand, community service, suspension, exclusion, or expulsion in accordance with the existing rules and regulation of the school or the Department for Public School may be imposed if the circumstances warrant the imposition of such penalty, provided that the requirements of due process are complied with. Then in addition, the disciplinary sanction, the bully shall also be required to undergo an intervention program which shall be administered or supervised by the school child protection committee. The parents or the bully shall be encouraged to join the intervention program. The next slide po. Next slide po, please. For the due process po, in all cases where penalties imposed on the bully or offending student, the following minimum requirements of due process shall be complied with. Letter A, the student and the parents or guardian shall be informed of the complaint in writing. Dapat po ay nagbibigay po tayo ng letter po sa kanila. Especially kapag nag-call parent po tayo sa school dahil sa ginawa ng anak nila, dapat ay meron tayong written complaint at invitation po sa kanila, lalong-lalo sa parents or sa guardian. The student, letter B, the student shall be given the opportunity to answer the complaint in writing with the assistance of the parents or guardian. Then letter C, the decision of the school head shall be in writing, stating the facts and the reasons for the decision. And then letter D, the decision of the school head may be appealed to the division office as provided in existing rules of the department. Kaya malaki yung liability ng school head in whatever the disciplinary measures na i-impose sa bata ng bully. Kasi pwedeng i-appeal ito sa division office kung magrereklamo yung nanay. Next slide po, please. The applicability of the RA 9344 as amended and other related laws. If the bullying incident or retaliation resulted in serious physical injuries or death, the case shall be dealt with in accordance with the provision of the Republic Act 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act as amended and its implementing rules and regulation in connection with the other applicable laws as may be warranted by the circumstances and attendant by the bullying incident. The next slide po, please. And then for the false accusation of bullying, if the student after the investigation is found to the said student shall be subjected to disciplinary the existing rules and regulation of the department or the private school. Pagkatapos po ng fact-finding po, tapos nalaman po natin na yung complaint pala ay void o walang katotohanan, then appropriate disciplinary action sa estudyante na iyon should be initiated. Next po. And then confidentiality. Confidentiality, any information relating to the identity and personal circumstances of the bully, the victim or the bystander shall be treated with utmost confidentiality by the Child Protection Committee and the school personnel, provided that the names may only be available to the school head or administrator, teachers, or guidance counselor designated by the school head and parents or guardians of the student who are or have been victims of bullying or retaliation. Yung identity ng mga kasangkot sa case na iyon, bullying case na iyon, either bystander, the bullied, or even the bully, should be treated with utmost confidentiality. Bilang parte po dun sa Child Protection Committee, bawal po na i-disclose po yung identity nila. Kasi Any school personnel who commits a breach of confidentiality shall be subject to appropriate administrative disciplinary action in accordance with the existing rules and regulation of the Department of Education or the private school without prejudice to the any civil or criminal action. Kaya liability natin or yung mga nasa CPC yung identity po ng yung pagka tawag ba dito pagka disclose po ng mga identity ng mga iyon kapag na-disclose po tapos tayo yung sangkot sa pagdi-disclose ng identity ng mga estudyanteng ito, liable po tayo doon. And then appropriate administrative disciplinary action ay mai-initiate po sa atin. Next po. Okay. So to end the discussion, may I read the quotation from Michelle Obama? It says, each one of us can make a difference. Together, we make change. Let's ensure that our school are places of kindness and safety for all students. That is the quotation from Michelle Obama. That ends my presentation at maraming salamat po sa pakikinig. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful discussion on how to handle bullying.
Ayan, maraming salamat po, Sir Raymark Semana. Marami po kaming natutunan sa inyo at sana ay may apply po namin ito sa aming buhay. Ngayon, nandyan pa ba ang mga Kabsuenyos? Makiki-react nga ulit kung nandyan pa sila dahil magkakaroon tayo ng open forum. Meron bang mga tanong para sa ating guest speaker? Mag-comment lang at babasahin natin ito isa-isa. So kung meron tayong mga katanungan about how to handle bullying, pwede tayong magtanong sa pamamagitan ng pag-comment dito sa ating comment section at babasahin natin yan isa-isa. So heart react nga po tayo. Ayan, may mga nagre-response. Okay. Sige po, pwede po natin i-type yung mga ating katanungan sa ating guest speaker na si Mr. Raymark Semana.
Huwag po mahiyang magtanong. Five minutes lang po ang antay natin para po sa magtatanong. Comment.
Okay, tingnan nga natin kung meron nang nagta-type ng kanilang tanong. Again, makikireact nga tayo ng heart reaction kung nandito pa ba ang mga Kabsuenyos. Ayan, meron ng unang katanungan.
Tanong, Sir Raymark, nag-ask po si Gian May Falia. What are the warning signs that someone is being bullied and how can these signs be recognized and addressed? Sir Raymark?
Okay, very nice question po. Ang mga signs po na nagmamanifest kapag yung isang bata po ay nabubully po siya ay yung pagkakaroon, nawawalan po siya ng gana po sa klase na minsan na yung batang ito, kasi may bata akong na ganito, na yung dati, super active siya sa klase and then magtataka ka na lang na hindi na siya parang nawawalan siya ng gana sa klase, na hindi na siya masyad active. And then, kapag ganun na po yung nangyayari, kakausapin natin siya. Kakausapin natin siya personally para malaman kung ano ba talaga yung nangyayari. Nangyayari kung may problema ba sa bahay o pwede ring binubuli ba siya ng kaklase or whatever the situation is. Kaya importante po na kausapin natin sila privately na yung hindi naman nakikita ng mga kaklase. Kasi kapag ganun po kasi, o maiwan ka, i-announce mo sa klase na kakausapin mo yung bata, magkakaroon ng review, baka sasabihin na may kasalanan, diba? Gawa siyang mali. Kaya importante din na we have to do it, tawag ba dito, yung palihim lang na kausapin natin yung mga bata.
Thank you so much, Sir Raymar. Sana Gian Falian, nasagot ni Sir ang question mo. Next question po, Sir, ni Rachel Marie Sotelo. Question po for our guest speaker. As a teacher po, ano po yung common and worst form of bullying na na-encounter po ninyo and how you handle it? Thank you po.
Okay, this experience ay noong nakaraang school year, noong 2020 to 2023 po, nagkaroon po, kasi yung usual po na kaso po ng bullying ngayon ay cyberbullying. Yun po yung palaging or usual na na-experience ko as a classroom advisor. Noong nakaraang school year, ang mga bata ko kasi that time we implemented the blended learning sa school namin kung saan may modular pa. Tapos pumapasok sila sa klase. Ang mga bata namin, without my knowledge and without the knowledge of their parents, nag-create sila ng GC. Gumawa sila ng GC, tapos doon, nagrarant yung mga bata, may mga nagmumura. Without our knowledge, tapos magugulat ka na lang na yung mga ibang bata, magsusumbong sila, tapos binabasa mo yung mga words nila. Grabe, minumura nila yung mga klase, tapos kung ano-ano yung mga sinasabi nila. Yun yung the worst. And then, as appropriate action bilang guro nila, tinawag ko yung mga parents ng mga involved sa pambubuling ito. Tinawag ko, siguro 3 sila noon or 4. And then I endorsed the case doon sa guidance counselor namin for appropriate action, for immediate action, kasi medyo malala kasi ito. Kung ginawa namin, we made an agreement na yung mga batang ito na involved ay grounded sila sa paggamit ng cellphone. And then dapat kinausap din namin yung parents na dapat hangga't maaari wag na silang bahawakin ng cellphone muna kahit sa bahay man. We made an agreement doon. And of course, nagbigay din kami ng warning sa mga batang involved na ito. Yun po.
Thank you so much, Sir Raymar. My last question pa po from Kat James Corsiga. Hello, sir. Good morning. Ask ko lang po kung ang simpleng pagtulak sa classmate ay masasabi na po ba itong bullying?
I'm sorry, paki-ulit nga po, ma.
Sabi po ni Kat James, hello, sir. Good morning. Ask ko lang po kung ang simpleng pagtulak sa classmate ay masasabi na po bang bullying?
Okay, depende. Depende sa case. Kasi depende sa subject. Kung yung tinulak natin to ay naging masama yung naging epekto nito sa kanya, we can consider it as bullying. Kasi depende kung ano yung reaction ng batang iyon. Kung yun ba yung pagtutulak natin na iyon ay parang na-threat siya, feeling ko hindi na ako safe dito. Feeling ko ay may threat sa school. And then that's the time na pwede nating i-consider na yung simpleng pagtutulak na iyon ay bullying. Pero kapag yung bata naman, kapag yung nang tulak sa kanya pala ay hindi naman sinasadya, tapos yung response naman ng itinulak ay parang okay lang, and then yung parang walang threat na naramdaman, we cannot consider it as a bullying kasi parte po ng socialization natin yun. Di ba po?
Thank you po,
Pero
sir.
nakadepende.
Meron pa po bang magtatanong? Pwede tayong mag-unmute kung meron tayong mga katanungan. Pwede natin itanong direct kay sir.
Good morning po.
Yes po, ma'am. Good
Audible
morning.
po ba ako?
Yes po.
Yan. So sir, may tanong lang po ako. As an advisor po, how will you handle bullying inside your classroom? At ano po kaya ang tips na pwede niyong ibigay sa amin bilang mga future teachers sa pag-handle po ng bullying inside classroom or sa school premises po?
Okay, as I've mentioned
Po.
earlier, nandun po sa ating, tawag ba dito? Doon po sa preventive measures natin na in as much as possible, we have to build a school environment wherein lahat ng ori ng bata, the individual differences of students accepted and celebrated. Huwag po tayong magpakita ng negativity or any signs na kung saan papasok yung bullying. And in as much as possible, as advisor at the very beginning of the school year, dapat aware yung mga bata kung ano yung mga policies ng school when it comes to bullying, na kapag nambully ka, these are the possible consequences. And then also, aside from aware yung mga bata sa policies ng school when it comes to bullying, dapat din sa loob ng klase ay ini-integrate natin yung mga negative effect ng bullying para yung mga bata ay hindi sila matitrigger na gawin yung pambubuli sa loob ng klase. And then aside from that, being teacher, tayo ay isang guidance counselor din sa loob ng ating paaralan. Kung may cases na pambubuli, in as much as possible, let's resolve it immediately para po hindi nalalala yung case po. Yun po.
Thank you very much po, Sir Raymark Semana, sa pagsagot sa mga katanungan about bullying.
May magtatanong pa po ba? Kung wala na, we are going to proceed to our awarding of certificate to our guest speaker. Republic of the Philippines, Cavite State University, Naik, formerly Cavite College of Fisheries, Naik, Cavite. Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is presented to Mr. Raymark T. Semana for his exceptional contribution as a guest speaker on the topic of How to Handle Bullying, a webinar on gender and development, held on June 10, 2024 via video conferencing, empowering our community with effective strategies and fostering a culture of respect and inclusivity. Presented on this 10th day of June 2024 and signed by Ariel Rivera.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, sir. Your unwavering support and willingness to share your expertise have enriched our understanding of strategies to combat bullying and promote a culture of respect and empathy.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you po, sir.
For the last part of this webinar, let us all hear the closing remarks of Mr. Kevin Corsiga, the President and the moderator of this webinar.
Hello? Rinig ba ako?
Yes po.
As we draw near to the conclusion of our webinar on how to handle bullying, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our guest speaker, Mr. Raymark T. Semana, for your thoughts-provoking discussion of this topic, and each of you for your active participation, insightful contribution, and unwavering commitment to addressing these crucial issues. Throughout our discussion today, we have delved into the complexity of bullying, explored strategy for prevention and intervention, and emphasized the importance of fostering a culture of empathy and respect. Your engagement and dedication to learning and understanding have been truly inspiring. As we part ways, let us carry forward the lesson learned and the connection made during this webinar. Let us be ambassadors of kindness, advocate for those in need, and champions for a world free from bullying. I encourage you to continue the conversation, spread awareness, and take productive steps to create safe and inclusive environment in your communities. Together, we can make a difference and stand united against bullying in all its forms. Thank you once again for your presence and your passion and your commitment to making a positive impact. Let us continue work together toward a brighter and more compassionate future. Wishing you all the best on your journey ahead. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Ket Corsiga. So bago po tayo magtapos ng ating webinar, maaari po ba na mag-open cam tayo lahat para sa isang photo op with Sir Raymark Semana. Again po, Sir Raymark, in behalf of Mr. Ariel Rivera, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtugon para sa isang webinar sa amin dito sa Cavite State University NAIC Campus. Marami po kaming natutunan.
Maraming salamat din po sa opportunity na binigay po sa akin. Actually, this is my first time to talk or to deliver a topic regarding dito. Kasi sabi ko kay Sir James na, Sir, hindi ba pwedeng research na lang yung itatackle ko dito? Pero at the back of my mind, as a teacher naman talaga, we inevitably hindi natin may iwasan yung pag-deal ng mga cases ng bullying sa loob ng klase natin. Kaya as a teacher, dapat din kahit na yung mga basic approaches, yung mga protocols that we must to do, dapat aware po tayo doon kasi at the end of the day, tayo yung masisisi sa teacher kung tayo yung liable kapag pumalpak tayo doon. And then, as mentioned earlier in the discussion, it is subject for administrative cases if we fail to do it. Kasi tayo yung makwe-question, tayo yung mailalagay sa hot seat po. Kaya sa teacher po ay kahit na yung mga basic concept or protocols when it comes to dealing with these cases lang yung alam natin. Yan po, once again, maraming salamat po, Kabso NAIC, para po sa invitation. Lalong-lalo na po kay Sir James. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you po, sir. Ready na po ba ang lahat para sa photo op?
Okay, please open your camera para tayo ay magkaroon ng photo op.
Para po dun sa nagdo-document, paki-ready na lang po. Bilang po tayo. 1, 2, 3. Isa pa po. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, once again po, maraming salamat po lalo na po sa ating mga participants mula sa iba't ibang course or program sa CBSU NAIC. Meron ditong mga taga-Comsci, taga-IT po ata, at lalong-lalo na po sa mga EdUc student. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you everyone for your support to this webinar. Again, I am Leilani Katipon.
And I am Christian Corbatario,
Your Master of Ceremonies, signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you po, Sir Raymark Semana.
CBSU all the way seed of hope that we dream of under the sky so blue. Verdant fields, God's gift to you. Open our lives anew. Oh, our hearts, our hands, and minds too. In your bosom, thrive and grow. Seeds of hope are now in bloom. Vigilant hands to you have sworn. To CBSU our faith goes on. Cradle of hope and bright vision. The sturdy arms that care are the nation builders, blessed with strength and power. To our Almighty we offer. Seeds of hope are now in bloom. Vigilant hands to you have sworn. To CBSU our faith goes on. Cradle of hope and bright vision. We pray for CBSU. God's blessings be with you. You're the master, we're the builders. CBSU leads forever.
Okay po, pwede na tayo mag...
Where the sun hits the sea, the torch of knowledge shines for you and me to guide our voyage for better future and lead a life with pride and dignity. Beloved mentors for nation builders, to mold our minds to be your achievers. Success in our hands, to God to you it thanks. Our alma mater team, Cavite State University. Nostalgic memories will never cease, for you will always be our memory. To you we owe whatever we will be, will never ever be. Goodbye to your blue skies, cool breeze and golden sun. We know that one day we will meet again and share the joy of yesterdays. Where the sun hits the sea, the torch of knowledge shines for you and me to guide our voyage for better future and lead a life with pride and dignity. Beloved mentors for nation builders, to mold our minds to be your achievers. Success in our hands, to God to you we thanks. Our alma mater team, success in our hands, to God to you we thanks. Our alma mater team.
Again, thank you po sa lahat na nag-join sa ating webinar. Pwede na po tayo mag-leave. Maraming salamat po.